Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on, what is today again? Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving. How you doing there, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. We got a special program today. I got a lot of Thanksgiving tidbits for you, so a lot of stuff we're going to be learning. And today is a day where people get stuffed, right?
Yes.
People have way too much to eat. When I say people, I mean me, and I'm sure there's others. Well, today would be a good day to listen because we've got a special person joining us on the show, talking about something that you should be maybe adding to your diet called probiotics. Have you ever heard of those?
I've not.
Well, I've heard of them. They've been around a while, and Natasha Trenev is with Natren. We're going to be visiting with her to find out what probiotics are and how they help you with digestion. So I thought, what a great day to talk to her. It's going to be pretty good stuff. Also, is it possible for potatoes to explode, Heidi?
Yes.
Here's what happens. If you don't poke
holes in them before you put them in the oven or the microwave, yes, they will explode.
Yeah, I did not know this.
You didn't know that?
No.
How do you make potatoes?
I don't make potatoes. And I've seen you poke holes in them before.
You just always thought I was taking out my aggressions on the potato.
I was like, I don't know what she's mad about, but at least you stabbed with a potato and not me this time. So anyway, there you go. As you're getting things ready, if you're getting ready to cook some potatoes, poke holes in them first. All right. Coming up here in a bit, we're going to find out what special things are happening today. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, November the 26th. That means today is Turkey-Free Thanksgiving.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's a group out there that says celebrate Thanksgiving without a turkey.
No, thank you.
But it's also Thanksgiving Day.
And it's Turkey Day.
I was going to just say, some people call it Turkey Day, but today it just happened to land on National Day of Mourning as well. So today would be a good day to mourn the loss of turkeys. And maybe while you're sitting around the table today having your meal with family, if you have family that you're going to be with, think about those who are not around the table and celebrate them today. It is a special day. Get out there and celebrate Thanksgiving on this Thursday, the 26th day of November.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Apparently the English don't share their condolences with grieving friends and family as the rest of us do. How's this for showing love and compassion? An English law firm recently had an employee of the firm commit suicide. Instead of sending his wife flowers and a sympathy card, they sent a bill for $10,000.
Whoa, for what?
For the settling of his affairs at the office, the cost of visiting his home in order to determine why he hadn't shown up for work, and the cost of telling his mother that her son had died. They charged the wife for all of this.
Why would that have been their responsibility?
Don't know.
And anyway, shouldn't the wife have called the office to say, my husband died, he's not coming to work?
Well, the English press pressed the law firm, and they have since dropped the charges.
Well, of course.
What
Good
a
Lord.
terrible thing to do. You guys should be ashamed
and
of
it's
yourselves.
really not up to them to tell the mother that he passed away either.
Well, we took it upon ourselves.
They kind of overstepped their bounds,
and
I think.
we sent you an invoice for $10,000. So there you go. No, that is
It's not
nuts.
like when they checked in with her, she said, oh, yeah, he died. And by the way, here's his mom's number. You want to let her know?
You going to let her know? We never did get along too well. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is what happened.
Well,
Who
it could
knows?
be what happened. I don't know.
Well, today is a day that a lot of folks spend with family. Now, I want you to do this. If you can think of somebody in your neighborhood that may be alone today, do me a favor. Reach out to them and offer to invite them. If you're having Thanksgiving at your house, say, hey, you want to join us? We got a room at the table for you. This would be a good day to do that.
Yeah.
Be a really good day to do that. Reach out to the person, somebody in the neighborhood that might be alone, and just say, hey, come and join us. We got a plate for you. Anyway, this whole English law firm sending a $10,000 invoice to a grieving wife, we know it's true because we heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Reporting a robbery lands a man who reported the crime behind bars. Jose Guadalupe Flores, 35, reported 150 pounds of marijuana was stolen from his house. Police showed up. There were still about 15 pounds there in the living room. Jose had left the house to make the call to the police, but when he got back, the cops were there, and they said, hey, we're going to do everything we can to help you find that 35 or 150 pounds that were stolen, but you're going to go to jail for the stuff that's still here. So the drugs that were there, the 15 pounds, took him to prison. Well, not prison. Took him to jail for it. So. Would you call the police if somebody stole your drugs? That's the kind of thing somebody does when their brain is on drugs.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
And we have a moment of duh on this Thanksgiving Day, Heidi.
Okay.
In Bellingham, Washington, a man might have thrown his life away for a free pencil.
Ew.
Police arrested a 44-year-old suspect for allegedly stealing a mechanical pencil from a department store, despite the fact that he was carrying $600 when he did it. Officers questioned the man about why he stole the pencil. You had enough money to pay for it. He said, I don't know. I'm just being stupid, I guess.
Wow.
So he had $600 on him, and he stole a $2 pencil?
Well, he didn't want to break 100 for a pencil.
Well, even if it was a really nice pencil, what would that be, $10? I can't imagine spending more than that. But whatever it was,
my goodness.
he got to go to jail because he stole a pencil, even though he had $600 on his person at the time. That's what it says in the story. I just wanted to say that. On his person. Isn't that a funny way to say that he had the money on him?
Yeah.
He had it on his person. You mean he had a person too? No, he was the person.
Maybe that's why he was arrested.
Yeah, apparently.
If he had a person.
He had it on his person. In addition to the pencil, who's this? All right. Thanks for listening on this Thanksgiving. We've got your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. A teenager in China is kind of new to the whole car burglary profession. Probably going to need to maybe rethink his career. He broke into a luxury vehicle, got away with some jewelry hidden in the glove box, but police tracked him down because he left his cell phone in the car.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. All right, New York City, a man in New York City claims that he has come up with the world's strongest coffee. It has 200% more caffeine. So for those of you who like coffee and you just need a little more caffeine than you're usually getting, you might want to try his stuff.
That sounds like a bad idea to me.
I think so, too. New research says that doctors cut the umbilical cord too soon. They're saying that when a child is born, the doctors are in a big rush to get that baby, so they snip it too soon. They're saying, leave it hooked for a while.
How long?
I don't know. I'm thinking until the kid's 18.
I would not
sure.
want that cord hooked to me outside of my body for any period of time after I had that kid. It's like, you cut that off.
Yeah, I think some adults struggle to cut the cord, too. I know some people that are in their 30s and mom still has the cord hooked. I think so. All right, as unbelievable as it may seem, researchers at Harvard have come to the conclusion that ketchup might lower your risk of getting prostate cancer.
Yeah.
You just got to try to picture where you're putting the bottle, I guess.
I was just going to say.
I saw that smirk.
You're supposed to stick it up there and squeeze.
I knew what you were thinking. All right, a group of hackers are uniting for a good cause. Usually hackers are not known for good things. Usually they're known for bad things. But a group of hackers got together, and they've called themselves Anonymous. They are joining together to launch a retaliatory attack on ISIS websites and Twitter accounts under the hashtag OPParis. So hashtag OPParis. According to Twitter accounts, the group says, we live for the sole purpose of bringing down all ISIS propaganda, one website or one person at a time. That's kind of cool.
I think that's wonderful.
So
good for them.
Hats off to the hackers. Can't believe I would say that.
Absolutely.
Ever. For the first time in more than 4 decades, more Mexican immigrants are returning home than coming to the United States. First time in 40 years.
Do you blame them?
Like, I don't want to go. Can I just go home? I kind of like to go there. This time of year, it starts to get cold. I'm like, can we just go down to Cancun? That'd be nice. According to a report released last week by Pew Research, from 2009 to 2014, an estimated 870,000 Mexicans came to the United States, but 1 million Mexicans returned home. So there you go. Thanksgiving today, and it seems to be getting more and more expensive. Can you imagine spending $45,000 for a turkey dinner, Heidi?
No, not at all.
The Old Homestead Steakhouse in New York City is doing exactly that, charging $45,000 for Thanksgiving dinner. Kind of, sort of. Actually, it's just a regular Thanksgiving dinner with all the trimmings, but it comes with a 2-carat diamond ring.
Whoa.
And some pricey caviar and bourbon. So if you've got nothing else to do today, maybe you head there.
Huh.
According to research by the Wall Street Journal, the average 3-hour baseball game contains only how many minutes of action? 3 hours, only 18 minutes of action. Yeah.
I'm not a sports fan of any sport, really.
We do enjoy going to a baseball game once in a hot but it has nothing to do with baseball.
I enjoy sitting in the bleachers and drinking beer. That's
we
what
sit there with our friends that like baseball. We, have a beer and have a hot dog, and I usually have 2 or 3
when I'm
hot dogs.
at a live football game. I do enjoy football, but right. I don't watch it on TV.
Well, if you ever get hot at your spouse about something, one wife got so hot at her husband during an argument she burned down the house.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was so mad she took one of his shirts from the closet, set it on fire, but the blaze spread and burned down the entire house. Now, Sharon Kirkman is charged with arson for a fire that cost $65,000 in damage.
Goodness.
They lost everything, all because of her little temper tantrum, which, according to investigators, was about what? It was about a minor argument at the house. So it was a minor argument that became a major argument.
Wow.
So there you go. You got that going. Don't do that today. Now let's talk about something to be thankful for. Be thankful that we don't have to live under this law. Under Australian Communications Authority, regulations there say your modem is not supposed to pick up on the first ring. If it does, the ACA permit for your modem is invalid and there's a $12,000 fine.
They still have dial-up there?
No, this is from the 1991 Telecommunications Act, so I doubt it. But they're saying in that country, if back in the day of dial-up, if you called somebody's house and their modem answered before they did, that could be a $12,000 fine.
Wow.
Yikes. We just bought a modem.
We did just buy a
dial-up modem. It's for something completely different. But when I went in to get one, they're like, you sure you need this? I'm like, yeah. Sorry. Can you go talk to somebody in the back? Because I'm sure you don't have it on shelf. All right. That's your strange law. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest today that's going to actually make your tummy feel better because we're going to talk about how you can tame a troubled tummy with 5 tips for better natural digestion. And we're going to be visiting with one of the founders of America's probiotic industry, a developmental scientist, Natasha Trenev of Natren. Natasha, how you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, but I can tell you my tummy's kind of growling right now. It must have been something I ate. So, and you've got all kinds of ideas on how people can and make that tummy feel better, don't you?
Oh, yes, yes. Americans in general make fun of upset stomachs, but I must tell you that it's probably one of the most dangerous warning signs that you should be paying attention to and not treating it like, oh, it's an annoyance and I'm going to take something to dump that food in my small intestine because I want to get rid of the temporary unpleasantness. Before I get into the 10 steps, I want to tell you that an upset stomach, infrequent bowel movements, if you're not passing your bowels on a daily basis, or loose watery stools, are really a wake-up call to you as an individual that your most important function in the body, which is digestion and elimination, is not functioning right. And as a consequence, you could have terrible problems in the future. And you can have terrible problems right now because when your stomach is upset, it means it's not breaking down the food to the right molecular size so that it could be absorbed by your body and fuel it so that you have enough energy to function every day. Secondly, it aggravates the 80% of your immune system that's found in the 27 feet of your GI tract. So your immune system is now aggravated because the wrong size molecules are trying to pass through the wall, And, the 100 trillion bacteria, which are not all friendly, that line your gut, are now going to have a feast, and as a result, they can start multiplying and causing other problems to your health.
So when you're having those little tummy troubles, that's really kind of like an early warning sign that there are other problems. So it'd be like the check engine light in your car. When you see that check engine light, you say, hey, there's something going on. You should really check into this.
Yes, and let me tell you that you don't want the engine running your body to be out of shape.
Not at all. So let's talk about the steps that we have for better natural digestion, things that people can do.
Okay, well, just one last thing, and I also, when you ignore this, you have 100 million neurons, which is your second brain in your gut, and that's why when your stomach is upset, you can start feeling depressed, moody, you can have anxiety attacks, and we now know that virtually 90% of the mental health problems are caused by what's going on in your gut, not what's going on in your first brain.
Yeah.
So now that I hope I have your attention.
Yes, you do.
Number one is I tell people, please turn off your smartphone at mealtimes. Mealtime should not be you wolfing down fast food as fast as your mouth can swallow and not chewing your food. That's a terrible thing. Mealtime should be enjoyable. You should sit down, take a deep breath, and chew your food 10 times before you swallow. I bet you don't know anybody that does that so far.
No, I think a lot of people, they're lucky if they, for me, if I chew once or twice even. So, yeah, definitely not as much as that.
Yeah, because remember, first digestion starts in the mouth, and then you really get a chance to savor and taste the food, and you'll find that you're enjoying your meal and cutting back on how much you eat, which can really help with weight.
Definitely.
Third, you should avoid simple carbs. The processed food you get at fast foods and the simple carbs are really terrible because they start feeding those unpopular bacteria that line your gut. And when you feed those bacteria, they will produce toxins and byproducts and actually create a craving so that you eat more sugar and more simple carbohydrates, which is bad for your health and bad for your weight. So, really try to eat fresh fruits, vegetables, salads, whole grains, and make sure that they're fresh every day. Don't eat old food. And consume plenty of water. People forget that they should be drinking at least 8 glasses of water every day. That's so important because your body is virtually 70 to 80% water. So that is very, very important. And the most important thing, and what I've spent my life teaching about, is that you get the right type of probiotic beneficial bacteria introduced into your body on a daily basis, because if you live in a westernized culture, from the moment of birth, you are deficient of the proper beneficial bacteria, which really is the foundation of health for the 21st century.
So that is very important to make sure you have that balance in there and get a lot of water and be careful what you're eating. Now, the probiotics that you're talking about, is that something? Where do you get something like that? How do I know what a probiotic even is?
Well, a probiotic is, a name that I brought to the health food industry, 30 or more years ago, and it means the use of beneficial bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus. And those bacteria are essential to keep the ecology in your gut in a positive balance because, as I said, keeping that gut in a positive balance is everything to your health, your daily function, and actually the enjoyment of your life.
So if a person wants to start taking probiotics, are there a lot of different probiotics out there, or is this something that there are just a few different kinds?
There's unfortunately, as the author of a probiotic labeling standard that was read into congressional record in 1995, I can tell you that nobody's paying attention. The government really is not interested what you have in the product as long as you're not making any claims. So it's really a buyer beware. And, because you don't understand these bacteria like you do your cell phone, here's a few easy tips. Never buy any products that just sit on the shelf. There's absolutely no data that shows that those bacteria can survive transportation and sitting on the shelf. They're telling you that these bacteria survive in the laboratory temperature under controlled conditions, and there's nothing like that in transportation and distribution. So forget all those products sitting on the shelf. Once you get to the refrigerated section, make sure the product is in glass, dark brown glass, with a tin lid, and that the company is actually the one who makes the product, not just the contract manufacturer. And the company is investing in beautiful literature, beautiful packaging, but the least amount of money is going into the quality of the bacteria, which you should be ingesting on a daily basis to make your life better. And, most importantly, that there's some kind of a delivery system of these living bacteria that can survive your stomach acid, because if they can't survive your stomach acid, not going to do you much good by the time they reach the small or large intestine. So, as I said, I've been doing this for 45 years, and as a result, I'm offering your listeners a chance to get a free probiotic consultation if they still like to call a number, and I'll give them a website that they can go to as well.
Awesome.
It's actually better to call because I have live people that have been with me for 10 or more years. These are people who are dedicated, and their number one interest is to help you make a goal, how to improve your health and how to stay healthy.
Awesome.
And so if you call 800-536-4833 and ask for your free probiotic consultation, they'll be happy to assist you.
Very good. I'm going to get that phone number from you one more time.
Yes, 800-536-4833, or you can go to www.TryNatren, TryNatren.com.
So 800-536-4833, or go to the website TryNatren.com, TryNatren.com.
That is correct.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me. I know you've got someplace you got to run to, so I'm going to let you get on the road there, but I appreciate the information. It's been wonderful to visit with you. Again, we've been visiting with Natasha Trenev from Natren. More information can be found on the website TryNatren.com, TryNatren.com, and their toll-free number is 1-800-536-4833. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Got a fun fact for you here, Heidi. Moderately content people out-earn happy people in a study from psychological science.
Really?
So they're saying if you're moderately content, you're like, I'm okay. That's better than people who are like, I'm fabulous. What do I say when someone says, hey, John, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
I'm fantastic.
I'm awesome.
That's awesome. I'm like, okay, you probably earn more than me because you look pretty mad right now. Another fun fact for you. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the CDC that you hear about in the news once in a while, a 5'10" person, a 5'10" person weighing 174 pounds has a body mass index of 25, which places that person in a category of being overweight. So they're saying a 5'10" person weighing 209 pounds is considered obese by the CDC's body mass index. So I am 1 inch taller than that. I'm 5'11", and I am 100 pounds heavier than that. So I am definitely obese. That is nuts. Yeah. According to the CDC and according to my pants right now. And we haven't even had Thanksgiving dinner yet. Coming up, we've got some fun stuff from the Butterball Turkey line. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
All right, today is Thanksgiving Day. Synonymous with Thanksgiving would be turkey. And there's a very famous company called Butterball. They make a lot of turkeys.
Oh, yeah.
There's no butter in a Butterball turkey. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I don't think there is anyway. I guess who knows?
I would assume it was like injected with butter.
Well, anyway, here's some crazy questions asked of the Butterball turkey folks. So question was, I'm looking for a turkey from 1969, sitting here in my father's freezer, looking at a turkey from 69. Any tips on the best way to cook a 30-year-old turkey? Answer: there's no saving such aged meat. Butterball suggests the man throw out the old turkey and buy a new one. So, question: how do I roast my turkey to get it golden brown with tan lines in the shape of a turkey bikini?
I would do that.
That is hilarious.
You would put tin foil around it.
Yeah, they said outline your turkey with aluminum foil in the shape of a bikini before you cook it.
Yeah.
Another silly question.
I would do that. I think that's fantastic, but I knew right away how to do it because I've thought about it before, actually.
I don't know, why would you think of doing this? Another question for the Butterball folks. How do you carve a turkey when all of its bones have been broken? When all of its bones have been broken.
Somebody stomp on your turkey?
Answer. A proud male caller called the talk line to boast of his genius method to get a large turkey to fit in a small pan. He wrapped his turkey in a towel and stomped on it several times, breaking the bones so it would fit in the pan. If your turkey does not fit in your roasting pan, Butterball recommends a different method of cooking. Either deep frying the turkey or buy 2 smaller turkeys in place of a large one. Don't wrap it in a towel and stomp on it. Do you really have to tell people that? Wow. Another question from the Butterball turkey line. I carved my turkey with a chainsaw. If the chain grease, is that going to adversely affect my turkey? Because there's grease on a chain.
Well, yeah.
Answer. For so many reasons, please don't try this at home. Instead, let your turkey rest for 20 minutes after cooking to make carving easier. The company suggests using a carving knife that you could maybe find in your kitchen.
Wow.
So there you go. Some actual questions and actual answers from Butterball. They've been doing their question line for a long, long time, and they've got some funny ones. All right, coming up, I'm going to quiz Heidi with truth or turkey. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Time now for truth or turkey. Heidi, tell me if these things are true or if they're turkey. The settlers at the first Thanksgiving called themselves pilgrims.
No, of course not. False. I'm not going to say turkey. That was lame.
They called themselves saints, believe it or not. And just last week, we had a conversation with a young man from a TV program that's going to be re-airing on Nat Geo called Saints and Strangers. Mm-hmm. And we had a nice chance to chat with him. Okay, true or false, if you won't say turkey. The first Thanksgiving was 3 days of games, gambling, and target shooting with English muskets.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. I'm going to say true.
That is true. The first, truth or turkey, the first Thanksgiving took place in November.
True.
True it is. No, turkey. I'm sorry. Turkey. It was sometime between late September and the middle of October after the harvest had been brought in. So that is not true. So I wonder why we changed it to November. All right. Number 4. Pilgrims wore large hats with buckles on them.
No.
Turkey.
False.
Seems the 19th century artists who painted them did that because they associated black clothing and big buckles with being old-fashioned. So that's turkey as well. Truth or turkey, Heidi? There is no turkey at the first Thanksgiving.
True.
That is true. They ate deer. We just watched a silly movie, Freebirds. So many things in that were wrong, historically wrong. Anyway, they're going back to the first Thanksgiving to get turkey off the menu. Turkey wasn't even on the menu.
Right.
That first year, they ate deer. Movie. It was terrible. I watched it. I was like, wow, if there are kids watching this thinking this is historically accurate, they are way off. All right, and our final truth or turkey. The Pilgrims skipped Thanksgiving the next year.
Truth.
Yeah, truth. They did. The harvest was a flop in 1622, and a whole bunch of new pilgrims showed up, and they didn't have enough stuff, so we'll just do it later. They did it 5 years later, so there you go. Coming up, we've got some fun things to share on this Thanksgiving edition of the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Heidi, I'm a poet, and you didn't even know it.
Okay.
I'm going to read a poem for you here. First of all, I can't really take credit for this. This was shared with me. Though we all should give thanks when we are seated in our pew, Thanksgiving will be different if our turkey had the flu. The Pilgrims dined on salmon as the first Thanksgiving dish. But this year, it's inedible. There's mercury in that fish. Our corn has been impregnated with these toxic pesticides, and our fruits have been fumigated using poisonous bromides. Your brother picked wild mushrooms, so you just might end up dead. But there's too dang many carbs in the potatoes and the bread. You can't eat steak or pot roast because you'll get mad cow disease. There's only one safe things to do for Thanksgiving, and that's go out for Chinese. Wow. I thought that was funny. That was, even though
you and I have very different sense of humor.
I thought that was awesome. Anyway, I got friends on Facebook. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe. I have friends. I got friends you don't even know about. No, I was shared on Facebook, and I thought that's too good not to share. Coming up, we got some leftover tips on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Today is Thanksgiving, and that means tomorrow, believe it or not, is National Leftovers Day, because there's a lot of people having a lot of leftovers. So I've got some ideas for you to take your leftovers and turn them into something delicious and nutritious. Well, maybe not nutritious, but at least delicious. Turkey bruschetta. Brush slices of Italian bread with olive oil, top with minced garlic, and toast in the oven. Spoon on a combination of shredded turkey and mozzarella cheese and chopped fresh basil, and then broil until the cheese is melted.
That sounds amazing.
I might just do that today instead of having the Thanksgiving dinner. All right. Hot and spicy turkey chili. Combine all of the recipe, because it's got the recipe, but all of the things you'd usually put in chili, but put turkey in there instead of beef. Next one, turkey grape salad. Combine turkey with halved green grapes. You got to cut them in half. Toasted sliced almonds and sliced green onions and orange zest. And they say that's good if you put a little mayonnaise on there, too. Turkey stir fry. This would be easy. Anything you'd usually throw in a stir fry, but put turkey in there instead of beef or whatever you usually use. Turkey and spinach terrazzini. Turkey and spaghetti, chopped sun-dried tomatoes, a package of frozen creamed spinach, minced garlic, and Parmesan cheese. Bake until heated, and it sounds like that would be pretty yummy. And the last thing on here, breaded turkey Italian style. Dip turkey slices in beaten egg and coat with breadcrumbs and melted butter, and then you fry that up and boom, bada bing,
I bet
bada
that
bang.
would be really good.
Yeah, so if you're thinking, how am I going to use up the rest of this turkey? There were a few ideas for you right there.
Not necessarily healthy ideas.
Well, that's why I said nutritious and delicious, but I said more delicious than nutritious, because I don't know how nutritious any of that is. But a couple little tips there from Uncle John. Coming up, we've got some good news for you as we wrap things up on this Thanksgiving Day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
If you've ever listened to this program before, you know I like to end things on a positive note. I got a couple things, so I'm going to talk fast to get to them both. Now, if you've lived in America for more than a few weeks, you know that Thanksgiving is synonymous with turkey. And we love turkey, but we love those side dishes too. But the bird always takes center stage. For decades, if not centuries, roasting the turkey was only the only acceptable way to do it. Now Americans are doing things other than roasting their turkey. Some of these things have been quite trendy, and
some have been dangerous.
Yes, there are people that are burning their homes down with these deep fat fryers. Don't do that. But it says the latest article featuring every turkey recipe you could ever need for the perfect Thanksgiving meal, and this was put out on Yahoo. I'm sharing it at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Now, chances are you've probably made your turkey already, but I'm sharing that. Maybe you'll use it next year.
Right.
All right. One other quick thing here. If you need help with your Thanksgiving meal, the chefs from the Food Network stepped up to help as well. Did we talk about this already?
I think so.
I don't know if we did or not. They have a list of the 50 best Thanksgiving tips, from preparing your food in advance to making use of leftovers.
Yes, we did too. Yep, we did.
Well, I've got I think that was a different story. That one was making all of your stuff in advance and then just warming it up today. That's what the other one was. So I got a new link. And again, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show is the page that we'll share that on. So there you go. That's going to do it for the John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't get in arguments at the table today if you can steer clear of that, Heidi. Even if you disagree, even if you get in little, upset
it's hard to eat
on Facebook
all the
with
good
friends.
Food when you're biting your tongue.
But I'm saying there are people in the family that disagree on things, and if that's you and somebody else, just sit there and smile and do this. Keep this in mind. If you don't pick a fight with them, if you just smile and treat them nice, that probably tears them up inside anyway. So now, don't you really feel like you're getting ahead? See?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So be nice today, everybody. And again, if you know somebody that's going to be alone for Thanksgiving, reach out to them and invite them over. You've got room. If you have one plate of leftovers less tomorrow, is that really going to hurt you? Probably not. So reach out and invite somebody over to join you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Thanksgiving.
Time now for the bonus break, only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Thank you so much for tuning into our bonus break, because I got a lot of Thanksgiving facts here. After today, it's no good, so I'm using it all up. Bonus break brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors for as little as $3 a month. Check it out. If you don't like it, you don't need to keep getting them. You're going to love it, though, and you're going to probably do what I did. I started out at one level, and then I increased all the way to the top. Now I get the $9 razors, and they bring them right to me. I love them. And they even have a little monthly publication that comes out, so you get a little something to read while you're getting ready to shave.
Yeah.
So I noticed that you keep moving mine. You don't like it sitting over by the toilet?
Anyway.
If you'd like to sign up, that may be TMI, sign up at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. All right, Thanksgiving food facts. 76% of Americans will attend a Thanksgiving meal that includes a prayer. So 76%. So what is that? 24% won't have a prayer before their Thanksgiving meal. That's interesting.
You know what? Your family doesn't pray before we eat.
I think we do.
No, you don't.
I'm pretty sure
John,
we do.
I've been married to you for 16 years. There's not a prayer before dinner. There's not.
All right. Well, we'll pay attention. We'll see. We don't want to be the ones to start it, but we'll see what happens. I think that we do. All right. 44% of millennials won't serve cranberry sauce. I don't blame you. I'm not a fan of that. 44% of millennials will serve ham instead of turkey.
I would rather have turkey. Ham is okay, but I'm a turkey girl.
And 44% of Americans plan on hosting Thanksgiving dinner. So that means over half are going to somebody else's house.
That's the way to do Thanksgiving.
It is the way. All right, 24% of those who go to somebody else's house, they'll go for two different meals. They'll go to one for lunch, and they'll go to another house for dinner.
Can you imagine how miserable you'd be by the end of the day?
24% of Americans do it.
Oh.
All right, what do you like to eat the most on Thanksgiving Day? 43% said
turkey.
Exactly. 18%, stuffing. That's one of my favorites. 7% mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Also 7% for ham and pie and sweet potato casserole, and then 4% green bean casserole. All right. More fun facts for you. Friendsgiving is on the rise. A third of all Americans plan to spend time with friends rather than family on
nice.
Thanksgiving. So they call it Friendsgiving. The more the merrier. It says here that 72% of people plan to attend dinner with more than 5 people for Thanksgiving this year. One dinner is not always enough. Nearly a quarter of all people who host Thanksgiving say they go to somebody else's house for a second meal. So that was one we just talked about. Pets are getting in on the action. What percent say they plan to incorporate the pets into the holiday this year, Heidi?
Are they going to eat them?
No, they're going to have them there, and they're going to bring their pet along to be thankful with another pet.
I would say that 32%.
No, 22%. So good job trying to squint over here and see what I got.
didn't look. I didn't see. I guessed.
All right, 5%. Number 5 on the list. We're a nation of planners. 47% say they will get a head start at least a month out. They start working on this. That is nuts. More than half people will not shop on Black Friday. I'm one of those. I have no clue why anybody wants to go stand in line and fight for the tiny little discounts you can get tomorrow. Not worth it. All right. Although there are plenty of buzzy foods out there these days, they won't play a big role in Thanksgiving feasts. Only 7% say they're going to avoid gluten, going to have a gluten-free Thanksgiving, or carb-free, or any of that stuff. 8% say they will skip dairy, and only 6% say there's no meat, so they're having a tofurkey Thanksgiving. All right, number 8. Most people are flying solo in the kitchen. 83% of Thanksgiving hosts say they cut it on their own. They do it all themselves. They don't have anybody come in and help them. No, get out of here. You go out there and entertain your weird family. I'm staying in here and drinking.
Drinking
cooking,
my wine.
Cooking.
And
is that what I said?
getting the turkey ready.
Yeah. Number 9 on the list, family recipes are still
That's where these open
favorite.
concept kitchens really suck.
I know. I love having it open every other day of the year, but now you guys are all staring at me while I'm drinking whiskey out of the bottle. All right, number 9 on the list, family recipes are still everybody's favorite. A whopping 75% of people say they will use recipes handed down from Grandma and Grandpa. And the last thing on the list of 10 things you need to know about Thanksgiving, best pie is what?
Pumpkin.
Exactly. Everybody agrees. Huge margin. Number 2 on the list, apple. Number 3 is pecan. So there you go. All right, I got a couple other. How many more thanks? I've been saving this stuff for a while here.
I think we can probably call it quits.
Almost done. It's Thanksgiving, but are you hard of finding something to be thankful for? There's 100 reasons to be thankful. According to this is from, I can throw the link online because I'm not going to read them all. But they say breath in your lungs, food in your bellies, the wonders of creation, sunsets, waters, zebra, platypuses. Why would you be thankful for the platypus? I'm like, I'm so thankful that they made a platypus. Music, family, friends. So there's a whole list of things. And then here's a list of things that says, I'm thankful for, and these are kind of silly, for teenagers who are not doing dishes, but they're watching TV, because that means at least they're home and they're not out on the streets. Thankful for taxes that I pay, because that means that I'm employed. I'm thankful for the mess I clean up after the party, because that means I've been surrounded by friends all day. I'm thankful for the clothing that's a little too tight and snug, because that means I had enough to eat. I'm not thankful for that. I kind of wish my clothing was a little looser.
Are we done?
No. I'm thankful for the lawn that needs to be mowed and the windows that need to be cleaned, because that means that I have a home. I'm thankful for the complaining I hear from my wife right now. From the government, because that means that we have freedom of speech. That could go for you, too, I suppose.
Can we please finish?
Are you going to just leave? She's packing up her stuff and going. I'm thankful for that parking spot I find near the end of the parking lot.
Oh, my gosh.
Because
this is ridiculous.
I'm capable of walking, and I've been blessed with transportation. I'm thankful for the huge heating bill, because that means I'm warm. For the lady behind me in church who sings off key, because that means I can hear. For a pile of laundry and ironing, because that means I have clothes to wear. And I'm thankful for the alarm that goes off in the morning, because that means I'm alive and I've got somewhere to go. So all of those reasons to be thankful.
And I am thankful that this list is done so we can get on with our lives.
Oh, look here. I got it.
No, John, seriously. We have lots more stuff to do today. Let's close this up.
You want to get on the road? You want to go see family? 4 things you didn't know about Thanksgiving? No. Dinner tips for the saving time and money? No? Okay. Well, we'll just skip those. If you want those, you'll have to find them yourself. So you're saying we're done?
We're done.
All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, everybody. That's your bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.